Welcome back to Blender, folks. So let's see what the problem might be right away here. Let me select this mesh, hit the tab key, and let me hide my scenes, and let's have a look at the hard edges. Oops. So this is more of an oversight, folks, than low textile density. Okay, that's why we saw that black line here. So let's select this loop here, this edge here, and right click and click on Mark Sharp. Okay, let's select this as well. Okay, let's select this, and this. Mark Sharp. Okay, and let me turn on my seams. Okay, let me select this, and okay, let's mark seam again. And so now we need to unwrap this again. Press Control Spacebar, and okay, let's unwrap it. Boom. Select everything. Okay, press A to select the whole polygons, and just click on Pack. There it is. So now, what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna use multiple materials. For example, plastic and metal and glass. Okay, glass for the visor here, and metal for this, plastic for this, maybe this, and this, the trigger, this part, and this part. Okay, and maybe this one, and this one as well. We have one material for plastic, and one material for metal, and one material for the glass. So 3 materials and 1 UV tile per material. Okay, let's do that. First things first, let's press Control Spacebar and just switch to the default layout. Okay, now let's decide what is what. So this and this one, and this one, this one, maybe this one inside here, this one, this and this. I'd say this one and this one as well. So that will be plastic. Okay, let's switch to the material tab. And one thing you want to do is I'm gonna get rid of those materials. So to do that, let's click on this and click on Blender Files. So you'll see here Materials 2. Just click on this arrow, select this Materials, right click, and delete them. So we have no material. Okay, and so let's create a new one, and let's call it base plastic. Okay. Let's switch to material preview, and let me change the color by clicking here, maybe to light green. Okay, perfect. So what you want to do is select this first, and then hold down the Shift key and select whatever you want to be made of plastic. This, and this, and this one inside here. Okay, so now press Control L and click on Link Materials. Oh, sorry, I should have done the reverse, folks. Let's select this, this one, this, and this, and this. No, let me deselect this, folks. Okay, let me just select this one. Okay, so let me select this as well. And the last one you want to select is this, the material you want to apply to the others. Okay, select this, Control L, link materials. Okay, that will be our plastic. Okay, let me keep it at that for now. And so now let's select the metal parts. This, and this. This one. Oh, actually, I want my visor to be made of plastic. Let's select this, this, and this. And then select one of the plastic parts and press Ctrl L and link material. There we go. Okay, so now select the bolts and screws and let's assign them. Let's create a new material. Let's call this base metal. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Okay, so now let me select the parts, the metallic parts. This, and this, everything pretty much. This, and this, and this. And this one. Okay, let's select the screws. Hold down the Shift key and select the screws. Hold down Control and link materials. Okay, let me go down here, change the color. Okay, as you can see, the blue color is the metal, the green color is the plastic, and sorry, we still need to select this, and this, and this one. This one, and okay. So lastly, let's select one of this. One of this, and press Ctrl L and link material. Okay. So we have plastic, metals, and this should be metal as well. Ctrl L, link material. Okay, we need to select this and this inside here, and I want those to be metal. Okay, so let's select this one. Control L and link material. Okay. I want this to be metal, so select this first and then this by holding down the Shift key, Control L, and link material. Okay, so we have our metal, plastic. Okay, I think we're good to go. Actually, I would break this monotony here by changing this material to plastic. Okay, let's select this and then piece of plastic, Control L, and link material. So this is now made of plastic. Okay, okay, let me select this guy here, and let's create a new material, and let's call this base glass. That's the glass. Okay, let me see. Okay, perfect. Okay, that's the glass. And actually, another thing I want to do is create a dot behind the glass. So we're gonna make a red dot. Okay, let me select this guy here. Let's go to Object, Snap, and click on Set Origin, and click on Origin to Geometry. Okay, and let's activate the snap. You can activate the snap by pressing O. By pressing P. No. By pressing U. No. Okay, just click on this button here, guys, and hold on Control. Just grab along the Y-axis. Oh, we need to change here to increment. Okay, so you will be able to put it back. Okay, just put it here, and let me create a cylinder, or just press Control Shift A and create a circle. Okay, where is it? Here. Let's put it here. Let's put it here. Let's rotate it just like that. Let's rotate it just like that. Let's focus on that, and let's go to top view and put it at the center. Let me change my snap system to grid, and let's put it on the grid. Okay, at the center of the visor. Now scale it down because we want it to be really small, just like this. Yeah, just like this. Another thing we want to do, so now we have lots of vertices here. Another thing we want to do is let's select this. Let me select this and hit E, then press X and extrude it. Okay, you need to turn off the snap. Extrude it along the X-axis, just like that. Okay, and select this one and this one. Okay, and let's go to right view, press E, and extrude it up like this. Okay, a little bit less, just like that. And let's do the same here. Press E to extrude it, just like that. Okay. Then double click here, select those loops and those edges. Press F to create a polygon. Press 1, select everything. Press M and merge by distance. Okay, no vertices removed. And so now I'll switch to object mode and add a mirror modifier. There we go. And just go to the mirror tab and let's apply it. Okay, let's select this and this. Now press I to inset a new face, just like that. And so now I want to move those polygons along the normals. What you can do is go here to global and switch to normal. You can see the gizmo is now aligned to normal. Okay, let's pull it up just a tad. Let's press I again and set the new polygon strips all around, and extrude and pull it up just like this. And okay, let's switch to edge mode and deselect this loop in the middle and press B, and let's give it a nice chamfer just like that. And finally dissolve this edge in the middle, select this one, press high and inset face, then press M and merge at center. Boom, there we go. That'll be our red dot. So let me switch to global. There we go. And let me move this inside here, just like that. Okay, maybe let me select this and this, and inside here, just pull them inside here. Okay, let's switch to global, to normal, and pull it down inside here. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's switch back to global, then select the glass and activate the snap, switch to increment and just pull it back. Boom. Maybe I should turn off the snap. I should pull it a little bit in, just like that. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I like it. So what you want to do is unwrap this. Let's select everything. Sorry, let me select everything and just go to UV editing. And just click unwrap. Boom. Let me rotate this. Well, I would create a couple of seams here, 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 here. Right click, mark seams, and then also mark sharp. Okay. And let me create a seam right here, seam here, and a seam here. And then I'm going to create this seam from here, hold down the control key, all the way up here. Okay, mark seam, mark sharp. So now you can unwrap it. Boom, fantastic. Let's select this guy here. Let's turn off UV sync, select everything in the viewport so we can see the UV islands here. Let me select this guy here, go to text tools, and click on rectify. Boom, click on rectify. Okay, that's okay. Okay, let's rotate this way here, and let's go to UV packer. Let's pack. Okay, let's hit the solve button. Perfect. So now we can pack everything together. For now, let's select everything. Select everything. Press A in the UV editor to select the whole stuff here and pack it back. Okay, Fantastic. So now we have plastic material, which is the green one, metal material, which is the blue one, and glass material, which is the white one, the gray one. And I want to assign new material for the red dot, okay, for the cross inside here. Let me hide. Sorry. Let me turn on my snap. Select this guy here, press W, and just move this away. Select this, and just go to top material and create a new material. And let me call it red cross. Now we need to create one UV tile or more than just one UV tile per material. It depends upon the textile density you want to choose for your islands. Alright, we got our material assigned. The blue one for the metal, the green one for plastic, and the gray one for glass. Okay, but there is an issue creeping through. I know you can't see that now. I'll be showing you in a bit. So we need to address inconsistent textile density. Okay, let's break it down. So if we were working on a character, we'd give the skin on the face a higher textile density. Okay, since it's exposed and often close to the camera, right? Meanwhile, we could afford to use a lower textile density for the chest, arms, and legs, okay? Because those areas are usually covered by clothing and rarely seen up close. And I would assign a higher textile density to the hands since they are always visible and often in the spotlight. Now, let's shift gear to our rifle. This beauty here is meant to be fully showcased to players. No hidden parts here. That means we need a consistent textile density across the entire mesh. We can't have low textile density for the plastic, higher for the metal, and even lower for the bolts and glass. Trust me, I won't even bother you testing that. It would look just awful. You would end up with blurry plastic, sharp metal, and even blurrier glass and bolt textures. So totally unacceptable. So to avoid this disaster, we need to maintain consistent textile density across all meshes. Okay, so now let me walk you through this process step by step. So before going ahead, I'd like to do a little tweak to my scoop here. Press Control Spacebar, and let me turn on my high resolution mesh. So I want to select these meshes, both high and low resolution mesh. Okay, and then switch to wireframe view. Press tab to go to edit mode, and you want to work on vertex mode, and just select these vertices here. There we go, and then just extend them just like this. Okay, that's way nicer, folks. And let me switch back to my material preview. Yeah, that's way nicer. Nice. So now you need to unwrap the low resolution mesh back. Okay. So let's select this. Press U and unwrap it again. Okay. Now let me switch to text tool. Select this guy here. Click on rectify. Click on rectify, 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 and the distortion is way too much, folks. So let's undo that and keep them in its most relaxed state, just like that. Just rotate this by 90 degrees. 90 degrees, okay. Select them all, go to UV Packer and pack it back. Okay, fantastic. Okay. Turn off the high resolution mesh. Okay, let me switch here. I want to go to File and Save Incremental, and that's because we're going to mess with this scene here. Okay, so that we can switch back to the previous file and start off where we left. Okay, so let's go to File, Save Incremental. Okay, so now how do we select all the metal parts here? There are a few ways to do that. You can simply go up here, okay, and click on Blender File. Okay, here, down here, you'll see materials, and we have currently 4 materials, right? Base glass, base metal, base plastic, and the material for the red dot. So I want to select those blue parts, and because I want to pack them all into 0 to 1 UV space. So right click on the base metal and just go down here and select linked. So now you can hit the solve button, and here we have all the metal parts. Now select one of them, then press A to select them all, press Tab to switch to edit mode, and switch to face mode and select them all. Okay, select them all in the UV editor as well. And so you want to pack all of those UVs inside one UV tile, right? UV Packer, and just click on 2K map and set the padding maybe 14 pixels, and just click on pack. There we go, fantastic. Okay, now deselect everything, press tab to go back to object mode, and deselect everything and hit the solve button. So now we want to pack the plastic parts, and just do the same. Select the base plastic, right click, select linked, hit the solve button, and there we have all the plastic parts. So let's switch to edit mode, select everything, and just click on pack. Boom, there it is. Deselect everything, press tab. Now you wanna select the base, hit the solve button, deselect everything, and select the base glass. Well, this one right here. Okay, let's switch to edit mode and select the base glass. Okay, hit the solve button. Okay, press tab. Okay, let's unwrap this. Press U, unwrap. Okay, here, yeah, we have a sort of a pinch here. So what you can do here, and click on this drop menu here and go to sculpt mode and choose this tool here. It should be smooth brush. Okay, press F and press F and move your mouse. Just move your mouse to make it bigger, and just give it a little click on this pinch here. As you can see, it disappeared. Okay, it disappeared. Just a few left mouse click here. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's get back to object mode. Okay, that's unwrapped, and let's hit the solve button. And now I would actually assign a new material to my bolts because I don't want them to have the same metal material of my rifle. Okay, let's select the bolts and screws. Go to Material tab, and as you can see, this material is being shared by 29 entities, 29 screws. Okay, just click on that cross here, boom, and let's assign a new material solely for screws and bolts. Let's call this base mat screws. Okay, and yeah, let me change the color here to something like red. Okay, then select the bolts and screws, hit the solid button, switch to edit mode and select them all, and just click on pack. This will skyrocket the textile density per centimeter. Okay, just keep it at that. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 materials. Okay, 5 materials. Each materials has a, let me select them. Each materials has a UV tiles. Okay, let me pack them again. Okay, perfect. You wanna take the whole UV space here, and so now let me select the plastic. Sorry. Okay, let's pack them back. Okay, perfect. So now everything seems to be set up, right? So it sounds like we're good to go. Well, I'll tell you this. This mesh cannot be exported just yet, okay? And I'm not talking about my screws and bolts. I'm gonna leave them as that. I'm happy with that. I'm talking about the rest of the mesh. So to begin with, let's talk about the materials. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 materials. You should know that each material will slow down your computer when at rendering time in Unreal Engine 5. Okay, the reason for that is because each of those material will generate a draw call, what they call draw calls. So what are draw calls? Draw calls are simply requests sent by the game engine to your GPU. Okay, the more requests the game engine send to your GPU, the more draw calls will end up being stacked one on top of another. And the more materials you have, the more draw calls will be generated. And that's what slow down your computer, what impacts the overall performance, what drop your FPS down. Okay, so when you plan to use multiple materials, just keep this in mind, folks. So now here we have just 5 materials. I don't think this is gonna be a big deal, folks. In game industries often use up to 15 materials for really complex characters. Okay, so I think we can get away with 5 materials. Okay, so there is another issue we need to address: textile density, the most important one, folks. How do we fix that? At the moment, we have a huge inconsistent textile density across meshes, and let me show you what I mean. Let's just select one piece of metal, for example this one, and press tab. Okay, select the polygons, and here first of all, let's switch to textile density checker. Okay, And let's select any UV island, for example this one, and this is metal. Okay guys, and here let's click on calculate textile density. Boom. So take a look at this. We have 21 textiles per centimeter. Okay, 21. This is a pretty in my opinion a pretty low textile density. We're using 2K map, which is what we want to use for a game asset. Okay, 2K map. For a game asset, you don't wanna go 4K because it's really hard to load at rendering time. Okay, just use a 2K map. So here we have 21 textiles per centimeter. Okay, if you select any UV islands, click on calculate textile density, you will always have 21 pixel per centimeter. Okay, there we go. So now let's switch back to object mode and now select a piece of plastic. Okay, for example, yeah, this one, and switch to edit mode. Let's select the whole polygon by pressing A and select any islands, this one for example, and click on calculate textile density. Boom. As you can see, here we have a higher textile density, 30 textiles per centimeter. And let me select this, 30 pixels per centimeters. So this is called textile density inconsistency. And to show you that better, let me apply a checker map. Okay. So let's go to, let me select this guy here. Let's go to material and click on that. Okay. And then in the UV editor, click on new. Let's call this checker board. Okay, I want a 2K map, so 2048 by 2048, and then you just click on generated type and choose UV grid and click on new image. Okay, so you can remove the map here. Okay, it doesn't affect the 3D viewport. So now switch to shading. There we go. And let me select this. Go to material. Let's assign a new material. Let's call this checker map. Okay, and here we have a new material. So now on empty space, just right click and add texture, image texture. Just hover over this and we're gonna choose the map we've just created in the UV editor. Okay, and then click on that yellow dot and plug in here, and here we have our map. Okay, so now right click again, add input UV map, choose the UV map, which is the one, as I said, this one here, which contains all our UVs. And so we're gonna tell Blender explicitly that we want to use this map and collect it and just plug in here into vector, and then right click again and add maybe vector mapping. Okay, let's put it here, and it automatically get plugged by itself. So now left click on the first field here for scale. On scale, left click and then drag down and set it to maybe 4. Okay, this will make the checker smaller and nicer to see. Maybe, okay, let's say to 3. Okay, so now with this guy selected, press A to select the rest of the meshes, and now press Ctrl L and click on link material. There we go. So this is set to 3. Perfect. Let's switch back to UV editing and deselect everything, switch to object mode, press Ctrl space bar, and switch to material preview here so we can see the texture. Now hold down the shift key, right mouse click, and rotate your light. Yes, like that. So now just take a look at this mesh, guys. So you can clearly see the inconsistent textile density going on. Look at that. This square here and this square here. So this, it might seem a trivial thing, but it isn't, guys. This will translate to a crisper texture where the squares are smaller, and blurrier texture where squares are bigger. So this is what they call inconsistent textile density across meshes. So we need to fix that. Okay, just take a look at here. Let's take a look at here, and here. Okay, does it ring any bell? Okay, let's see how to fix that. Okay, now let's undo everything we did so far. I want my red, green, and blue materials back. Control Z. Yeah, let me do everything. Sorry, let me see. Okay, let's keep it at that. So now, let me select my base metal materials. This one. Right click, select linked, hit the solve button, and press tab, select everything here. So currently we have a pretty low textile density. Just select one island, calculate textile density, 21 textile density per centimeter. It's not acceptable. So as you may already know, if I select an island and I scale it down just like this, the textile density just decreases proportionally. Look at that. Calculate textile density, 13 textile density. Let me scale it down even further. Calculate textile density, 5 textiles per centimeter. What does that mean? It means that the more you scale them down, the lower the textile density will be. And conversely, the more I scale them up, calculate textile density, look at that, the higher the textile density. Okay, let me scale it up another bit. Just click on calculate textile density and take a look at that, 93 textiles per centimeter, and this is fantastic. So now the problem is that if I tell Blender to scale up my whole UV islands, this 0, 1 UV space will not be enough to fit them all inside it. Okay, for example, let me take this UV island here. I want to scale it up just like that. Calculate textile density. Okay, 45 textile density per centimeter is acceptable, guys. And now let me move this here. I want all the UV islands to have the same, to share the same textile density, right? How do I do that? Well, I select this guy here, then I go to select and select invert, and then I just click on set value. I mean this value here. Just click on set value, and this will transfer this value down here. Selection textile density, 45 textile per centimeter, and then all you need to do is click on set my textile density. As you can see, now all the UV islands share the same textile density, which is 14.111114 pixel per centimeter, or textile per centimeter, folks. So now we're good to go. Ideally, we're good to go, but Blender can no longer fit all these UV islands inside the 0, 1 UV space because they have been scaled up. If I select them all, let me select one island and click on calculate texel density. Just take a look at here, 45 texels per centimeter. Let me select this, calculate texel density. So now they all have the same texel density, and that's really fine. But what if I select them all and go to UV Packer and click on Pack? Boom. So Blender tries to fit them all into the 0, 1 UV space, and that's fine, though it has lowered my texel density back. Take a look at this. Calculate texel density. Boom, 21. Okay, so how do we solve this problem? Apparently there is no workaround that, but let me undo this. Okay, but there's something you can do here in the Packer, in the UV Packer add-on. Here you can see tile X. Okay, there's no workaround unless you add a new UV tile. Just click on this button here, 2 UV tiles. If you want to see the UV tiles, you can go up here. For tile X, just click on 2 and you'll now see 2 UV tiles. So now we can go to UV Packer, add one more UV tile, just 2, and click on Pack. Boom. So now let's have a look at the texel density. Now let's select this island here, go to texel density, calculate texel density, and take a look at this. We have 37 texel density per centimeter. Let me select this, calculate texel density. Okay, 37. And what if I add another UV tile, and we go for 3 UV tiles. Okay, select everything. Let me add a new UV tile here. So now we have 3 UV tiles. Select everything and click on Pack. There we go. So because we have 3 UV tiles, Blender is scaling up my UV tiles, gaining texel density per centimeter. Let me select this, go back to texel density and calculate texel density, and take a look at this, 45 texel density per centimeter. And that's fine, because if we hit the select button and select my plastic here and select this island, calculate texel density, we have 30 texel density per centimeter. So now let's select the plastic. Okay, select linked, hit the select button, select the whole polygons, and let me let's go to UV Packer and just remove one tile, so 2 UV tiles, and let's remove it here as well. Okay, let's select everything and let's pack. So now let me select this, go to texel density, calculate texel density, and just take a look at that, folks. 45 texel density per centimeter, which is perfect. Now, another thing I want to mention is just don't stress about achieving the perfect texel density, folks. Texel density isn't an exact science. There will always be a bit of discrepancy across your meshes when it comes to texel density, and that's perfectly fine. Okay, so now let's go back to object mode, and what I'm gonna do, Actually, unfortunately, I need to create the material once again. Let me select this, and let's go here. Let's go to material. Let's remove this, new material. Okay, right click, add texture, new image texture. Okay, let's go to UV editing. Let's create a new 2K map. Now let's go to UV grid, new image. Okay, let's remove the image from the UV editor and switch to shading mode. Let's pick our image and let's plug it here. Okay, press A, Control L, link materials. There we go. And let me add a mapping node, and let's put it here, and let's set it to 3. Oops. Sorry, we need to add a input UV map. Okay, let's choose the UV map, connect it here. Oops, sorry. Let me delete this. Let me plug this here. Let me delete. Hold down Control to remove connection and put it here. Okay, set this to 4 and then connect this plugin to the base color, and let's set it to 3. Okay, let's switch back to UV editing. Okay, and let me switch back to my material preview and just take a look at it now, folks. Look at the consistency across different meshes. Look at that. This and this. This and this. This and this. Look at that. This and this. So now we can say that the textile density is consistent all across the meshes. And this will make sure that our final textures look nicer and crisper all across the meshes. Okay? That's what you want to achieve, because this is a weapon and it is meant to be seen up close to the camera entirely. Okay, now it's time to export it and test it in Substance Painter. First of all, let's undo, because I want my materials back. Let me see here. Okay, perfect. And so all you need to do now is select all the meshes and export as FBX. Let me click on Documents and let's click on Mesh. Select the objects, and I'm gonna call this M96 underscore 3 UV tiles and 5 materials. Okay, 3 UV tiles, 5 materials. Let's export it. Oh, don't forget to export the high resolution mesh as well, because we did a little tweak here. Can you recall that? So press Control Spacebar, switch to View Layer, and let me hide. Oops. I just forgot about the red cross. So we'll just double click on this and just call it underscore low. Okay, red cross underscore low. So now duplicate this guy here, Shift D. Okay, and double click on this and call it red cross underscore high. There we go. And just click and drag, turn on the high resolution mesh. Just click and drag the high resolution one into its collection. There we go. And the low resolution one into the low resolution collection. Okay, so we have 49 objects here, 49 objects here. Turn off the high resolution mesh and let's export them back. File, export, FBX, select this, mesh, so the object. Okay, let's overwrite this. There we go. Now let's hide this. Let's export the high resolution one. Select this, select everything, and click on File, Export FBX, and let's click on this, and let's change the suffix. So replace the suffix with high. Okay, click on Export. There we go. Okay, folks, I'll see you in Substance Painter. Alright, folks, let's run the test number 2. Same settings, same texture resolution, OpenGL. You just need to use UV tile workflow that preserve UV tile layout per material and enable painting across tile. Okay, because we have 3 UV tiles, and we got the M96 with 3 UV tiles and 5 materials. Just click OK and just go through the same steps we took earlier, guys. If you take a look at here on the right hand side here, you can see, let me close this, you can see our 5 materials. In other words, our 5 UV sets, texture sets. We have the base glass, base metal screws, base metal, base plastic, and red cross. As you can see, the base metal has 3 UV tiles. The base plastic, 3 UV tiles. Okay, so let's click on the croissant here and let's bake it down. Same resolution, 2K. Let me load the high resolution mesh, which is 3 UV tiles, 5 materials, underscore high. Okay, let's press. Let's click on that. Deselect ID map. Then scroll down here, anti-aliasing 16 by mesh. Now let's choose by mesh name and click on that. As you can see, we have no errors. The names of the meshes match perfectly, and I'm going to explain this later on when it comes to seriously texturing this asset here. So now let's adjust the cage. Hold on the shift key and let's increase it. Okay, till the red color is gone. Let's check it out. Okay, so now let's click on bake selected textures. Our texture are all selected, so we're going to bake everything. Just click on that. Okay, just click on return to painting mode, folks, and just enjoy the site. So this model is a little bit heavier than the previous one, than the one with just 1 tile and 1 material. But guys, you need to do a trade-off. You want your textures to look nicer and crisper, but also you want to just drop draw calls to the minimum. Okay, so now let's have a look at the details here. As you can see, let me apply a smart material. Let's try this one. Let's select the base metal here, and let's click and drag here. Oh, sorry, click on layers, delete this empty layer, click and drag this material here. I'm not texturing it, folks. This is just a test. It's just to show you the difference between this model and the previous one. So now the micro details are being skyrocketed by the higher textile density, guys. Just take a look at that. And that's without scaling down the details, guys. That's a very simple material. I'm gonna show you the previous test so that you can compare both. Check out the differences, folks. On the left side, we have a really pixelated texture where the micro details are barely visible. But on the right, wow, the details are absolutely skyrocketing. It's stunning. And keep in mind that we're working with a pretty low map resolution, just a simple 2K map. Take a good look at it. And notice the consistency between textile density. Okay, that's enough, guys. In the next video, we're going to use UDIMs only to enhance the details and showcase this weapon in all its glory. After that, we'll dive into some serious texturing.